Today on TNT Big Show. Third party, we're out of excuses. All today on TNT Big Show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Michelle Lynn Tackett.
And this is Shawn.
Welcome to TNT Big Show, and if you like our content, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And to help with the algorithm, you can watch the whole video, which helps the most. Like it if you like the video, leave a comment, and also you can save it to a playlist or share it on social media with your family and friends. And now, folks, there is no more excuses. I don't want to hear it.
No.
Third-party games sell on the Nintendo Switch.
Hello, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak combined on the Switch are at over 13 million units sold.
Not counting the PC.
Yeah, if you count
just on the
no, if you count the PC, it's at 15.5 million.
Yeah.
So look what it did. The large majority of it's selling. And we have some other places. Now, they haven't given official numbers. Bethesda talked about how great Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, and Skyrim have done. Diablo 3, Blizzard said that sales were way beyond their expectations. CD Projekt Red talked about how huge The Witcher 3 has been on the Switch and that it was a huge seller for them. So you have a lot of companies that are happy. Now, Namco Bandai put out the sales for Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is over 2 million copies. I mean, that may not be the most of it, we don't know the sales for the other systems, but the fact is that's 2 million copies.
And I know it's a Nintendo property.
Mario Rabbids.
They celebrated what?
8 million in sales, over 10 million players.
Yeah. I know it's still Mario, but it's still a third party.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it's still a third
and there are Mario spin-offs that don't sell like this.
Yes, yeah.
Mario Rabbids has been a huge hit, and I cannot wait for Sparks of Hope.
And let's not forget, Michelle, let's not forget about the indie titles.
Yep.
Like Stardew Valley and Celeste.
Yep. Hades. And Hollow Knight and Dead Cells and Axiom Verge.
I know some of those. A lot of them are on the other systems as well, but they always sell the most on the Switch.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
Without a doubt, they always sell the most.
Yeah, indie games always sell the most on the Switch.
Right, yeah.
There have been stories about how the Switch saves so many independent companies from going under.
Let's not forget, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dragon Quest XI's.
Yeah, which according to Square Enix has done incredible, and if you go by the Japanese numbers, it's well over 1 million counting digital in Japan, and worldwide it could be at 2 million. There's another multi-million seller, Octopath Traveler. If you just count the Switch version alone, is at 2.5 million units. That's incredible. Bravely Default 2, over 1 million. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the first Shin Megami Tensei game to ever cross 1 million copies.
Yes, Nintendo. Not Sony, Nintendo.
Yeah, so the third-party games are selling incredibly well, and according to early tracking, Nier Automata is off to an incredible start on the Switch.
Thank goodness. Buy it, folks.
Yeah.
It's only $40.
Yep.
Support this title. Y'all wanted it. Here it is.
Exactly.
Buy it.
Yep. Nier Automata also runs at 1080p on the Switch compared to 900p for the PlayStation 4, so it actually has a higher resolution than the PS4 version and exclusive content.
Because I know
it's mostly costumes, but still, you get some exclusive content. Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't. If you all don't buy these games like Persona 5 and Nier on the Switch, stop your whining. I want this game, I want that game. No, because you won't buy them.
Yeah.
Why do you want these games? If you want these games, they're coming.
Yeah.
Buy them.
Yep.
Buy them.
Nintendo fans are putting their money where their mouth is.
Finally, good.
Ys 8 did really well on the Switch. Disgaea 5 did really well. We don't have official numbers with them. But the companies themselves have been like, wow, they've done better than we expected. Mortal Kombat 11, the guy from Warner Brothers said we thought it was not going to do that well. And he said it's done double our expectations.
Exactly.
So if I was to guess, I'd say that it's at least 1.5 million to
2 million.
Yeah, that's incredible. The Switch version doesn't need to be the biggest seller. Although sometimes, like Resident Evil Revelations, the Switch version was the biggest seller. There are times where the Switch version outsells the other versions, especially in Japan now. These third parties have no excuses anymore. You're out of excuses.
That's what I mean. If we bring them to the Switch, the quality will suck. Nier Automata says hello.
Yeah, I mean, I remember PlayStation ponies, not fans, ponies. They couldn't do Nier Automata or Persona. Lo and behold, they did.
They did it.
Congratulations, Virtuous, who did the Nier port. How good is this game selling, folks? Hundreds upon thousands of people are on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff talking about how they had to go way out of their way to find a copy of the game, that the stores that got it were sold out of it. It's racing up the eShop charts very fast.
Good. And like Michelle said, you get something the Sony fans don't. 1080p. Y'all don't get that.
Yeah.
We got the better looking game.
I will say, though, I hope they have a performance mode where you can do 720, 60 frames per second. Either way, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Nier Automata is an incredible port on the Switch.
Yes.
And it proves that it can be done.
Yeah.
The only reason some people like Electronic Arts and them, like once again, FIFA just blows. Now, NBA 2K is very good. It's a very good port. Yeah. Some people just wish that 2K would knock off the microtransactions BS. Yeah. The Switch version is very competent. Yeah. It's just laziness.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
If you all would just get a company to specifically make Switch ports and make it competent, it would sell even better, because the Switch version of FIFA does sell. I'm not a big fan of the series, you know. Hell, look at how Grand Theft Auto did on the Switch.
It was terrible.
Yeah, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Rockstar. And Nintendo fans, you shouldn't have bought it until they made it better. It's a huge seller.
Because Nintendo fans, I don't like the game, but they want Grand Theft Auto on the Switch. They want it.
I mean, you're just basically, for all you third parties that make excuses for not bringing your big IPs over to the Switch, you're basically leaving money on the table. Tons of it.
Tons of it, yeah.
Sony and Microsoft may be your two big sellers a lot of times, but that doesn't mean you can't make money from the Switch version.
Exactly.
Say that they made a Madden game for the Switch, and it sells 1.5 million units. That's about 70, 80 million extra in money. It's like, don't you like money? Capcom does. Square Enix does.
And I don't want to hear that we don't think graphically it could hold up on the Switch. So they made Madden for the Wii and Madden for the Wii U, but they couldn't graphically make it for the Switch. Baloney!
Yeah, it's just they don't want to. They're lazy. And that's really sad. But now the Nintendo Switch has destroyed this ideal that third-party games don't sell.
Good.
And now No Man's Sky, which everybody thought was impossible, is on the Switch, and according to Nintendo Life, it plays great.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Yeah, the graphics are great. Very little sacrifice in graphics. The frame rate is rock solid, and the gameplay is spot on.
It's over. And yes, you know I'm gonna do it. For so long, video gamers, you buy Nintendo for first-party games. You buy Sony for third-party games. Not anymore. You buy Nintendo for first and third-party games.
Yeah, especially if you want a portable version.
Yeah, especially if you want to take it with you anywhere you want to go.
Exactly.
Because now there are quality third-party ports.
Look at Doom
Quality, Look at Doom Eternal.
I know, I mean... Sure, on the PlayStation 5 and them, it's at 1080p, 60 frames per second. Series X, it goes a little higher than that. But on PC, it's at 4K, 120 frames per second. But on the Switch, and this is for a portable Doom, 720 with down to 540 in some cases, but a rock solid 30 frames per second that does not dip.
It does not drop at all.
No matter how chaotic it gets, it's still at a rock solid 30 frames per second. Congratulations, Panic Button. That was a heck of a job you did on that port.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just Iron Galaxy does the games like Skyrim and The Witcher 3. Panic Button does these impossible ports, but Virtuous did the Final Fantasy games and now Nier Automata.
What did they do, Shawn? Pull out a magic wand? No, you know what it's called? They didn't pull out a wand. It's called elbow grease and put some hard work into it.
Exactly. It's not that the Switch is hard to develop for. It's easy.
Yeah.
But, you know, you do have to know how to use the system and everything. Because look at Monolith Soft and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which, and I've heard critics say this, folks, that they're saying that, wow, it even looks just as good, if not better, than some PS5 and Xbox Series X games. And I'm like, how did that happen? Monolith Soft. Probably, outside of Nintendo, the most talented studio in the industry.
And that just goes to show that the Switch is not as underpowered as a lot of video game media critics say.
Well, you gotta remember, these Integra chips, the X1 in them when they first came out, that there had never been mobile chips like that before.
No.
So you know that they're going to make some mistakes with the design and stuff. Yes, people were like, why didn't Nintendo take the X23? I don't know.
Yeah.
That actually, I do, Nintendo. You should have took the X23. People are like, was the X23 more expensive? Nope. And it had better specs. It could do more. I mean, maybe Nintendo didn't know the difference, you know, and stuff like that. But either way, the fact is, the Integra X1 revolutionized what portable could be done. And I think that Switch should be proud of itself.
Exactly.
That it can run games that run on the PS4 and Xbox and PC. People are like, but there's sacrifices, so it still runs. As long as it looks good and runs, who cares?
Yeah, and I don't want to hear it. This game is not possible on the Switch. So says The Witcher 3. Nier Automata.
Persona 5.
So says Persona
Royale.
5, Stop making excuses. If it can run on those systems, it can run on the Switch. It can. No Man's Sky. That'll never be able to run on the Switch good. Wrong.
No Man's Sky, everybody thought that was impossible because of how big the game is, which it's not, you know, I'm like, really, Xenoblade? But anyway, but also just how graphically dense it was.
That's what I mean.
And I'm just sitting there like, well, they did it.
And now, lo and behold, no one's talking about it for some reason. The developers went back, and you should see Ark on the Switch now. So improved and everything. It looks better. It plays better.
Much better.
Much better. They did such a great job. So, third parties, I'm tired of it. It won't run on the Switch. It won't run on the Switch. Tell that to Square Enix. Tell that to Capcom.
Virtuous. Panic Button.
Tell that to those people. CD Projekt Red. With The Witcher. But tell that to them. Tell that it can't run in the Switch. It's laziness. Go to Walmart's. Go to the working aisle. You know, I would like a tub of elbow grease, please. And put your arm into it.
Yep, exactly. Do that and a great port will happen. And the money will roll in. As Shane McMahon would say, here comes the money. But if you don't want it, oh well, just leave the money on the table and rely on microtransactions and stuff, which does hurt the sales of your games. So go ahead. If you don't want to make as much money, that's on you.
And also, if you want your game, instead of being like, well, they're playing our game, they love our game, they love it. They want, you know, like the Sony ponies, if you want to make the coffee sales go up with coffee coasters, then go ahead and do that.
This is Michelle and Tackett.
I love my job. This is Shawn.
Have a good one. Thank you all for enjoying the video, and thanks to our Patreons for supporting us. You guys help make this video possible. And you can also join our Patreon if you want for as little as $1 a month. You can get things like Jack's Joke of the Week, which will be up later today. You can also join our Reddit, which is TNTE Games. And you can also join our Discord, which is TNT Big Show -3665. And that's not all. We have an Instagram, we have TikTok, and we have a WordPress blog. Thank you all for supporting us so much, and have a wonderful day.